Hi there, Les the Handyman speaking. Everybody wants to know why I say Les the Handyman. Well, it's a lot easier to pronounce that than and a lot easier to spell it than my name. But you will be amazed that I did not design this, because if I had designed it, I would have made the steering wheel slide to the right or slide all the way upward so it was completely out of the way so you wouldn't have to take it apart. Because the idiot that came up with this design, unfortunately, as soon as you take the steering wheel off, which weighs, I think, 5 pounds, then you have to store it somewhere. But in this vehicle, there is no place to store it. So one day you put it underneath a chair, another day you slide it over there, another day you stick it on, but it's always in the way. It's always in the way, that stupid piece of garbage, steering wheel, which one day I'd like to throw out the window, but I need it to drive my vehicle. Why didn't these people make an actual place for it? God only knows. Well, maybe it's because they're French. Who knows? But how can they design such amazing vehicles like the Peugeot and the Renault and they make the best trucks in the world? How is that possible? But of course this is not a French vehicle. It's an Italian one. It's an Iveco daily chassis. And so we end up with the, I don't know. Somebody was on drugs when they came up with this one. All right, so I did not design this. I'm just letting you know. So let's take a look at how it works. Basically, you have to remove the steering wheel like that. Then you put on this little rubber thing that makes it look nice, and then that's how it looks. And then when you want to leave, you got to find the steering wheel. Just make sure that nobody put it away in some strange, unusual place. Then you take off the rubber thing. Then you put the steering wheel on, making sure that all the pins line up properly, and then you're ready to go. But if you're not careful, and you're doing it late at night, you might accidentally beep the horn. Because that's the only time that the horn works, when you're putting the steering wheel back. If you have the steering wheel back in its place, you have to hit the thing with a hammer to get the horn to work. It's really poorly designed. I don't know what's going on in Europe, but I don't know. How can they make the BMW, the Volvo? How do they make all that stuff? And then they make this, which is such a piece of you-know-what. Okay, anyway. Oh, you know what else is really good about this vehicle? There was some error in the transmission. And so I pressed the park button, and I thought it was okay. And then I went to the side door to talk to someone, and my vehicle started to roll forward. That there's an error because there's so much electronics in this vehicle, there's some kind of error. And then I went to Iveco to fix it, and they charged me 70 euros because there was an error in it. And then after they fixed it, it still didn't work. In Canada, this would never fly, I'm going to write a letter to Iveco. I'm going to have my lawyer write a letter to Iveco, because there's no point in writing a letter to Iveco, because they'll just ignore it. This is not Canada. Europe is the Wild West. My advice to you, if you buy a house in Europe, you're going to end up with an amazing house. No question about it. But if you hire somebody to do something for you, it'll be a difficult thing. You're going to whack your head against the wall and say, why did I come here? Well, it is cheaper, and the food is better, and the quality of things are better. But you'll have to look at the other side of the coin as well, unfortunately. Anyway, this is Les the Handyman over and out. Talking to you from Hungary, which is in the middle of Europe. Adios, amigos.